Author's House. Good day, everyone. Welcome to today's author interview. I'm Gab from Authors Press, and I'll be your host for today. We are happy to have David Spiegel, the author of The Scrolls of the Bonefairy Castle. Without further delay, let's get into our conversation with David. Hi, David. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, first of all, I guess it'd be a little easier if I just said uh, I have a website that explains a lot of different things called bonefairy.com, and you can get some bio on me on that website. Uh, I I am not a spring chicken. I've been around for quite a long time, and I'm a veteran of the military, and I'm also a retired Teamster of 25 years. I have three children and nine grandchildren,
That's beautiful.
and I was a lead singer in a band for 10 years.
Wow.
I've done a lot of different things, and I like to be an entrepreneur, if you will, and just try to make things better for anybody that's around me.
I love that. That's very beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. What inspired you to write the scrolls of the Bone Fairy Castle?
Well, it wasn't something that was planned. It just kind of happened. I had a friend of mine that uh, I'm not a vulgar person. I don't swear very much, and I was raised by some very good parents, and they never swore. So I don't. It's just something that I say different things instead of swearing, like maybe dad gummit or something like that. But I had a person call me this word bone fairy, and I didn't know what it was. I said, what is bone fairy? And but I really liked the name, so I decided what I wanted to do was do something with that word.
Mhm.
And so the more I thought about it, the person that called me this said, why don't you make it a game, a video game? So I did. I made it. And for the longest time, for the last couple of years, it was a video game, but it was just getting too expensive, so I stopped. And while this game was going on, I decided to take the and make the word bone fairy into something. And what it, I so I broke the word bone fairy up into two words, bone and fairy. And what are fairies? But they are fairies that live in castles. And so I just started thinking about different things and let my mind go. And I started writing all make believe stuff about fairies and castles, dragons, and adventures. And I have a little video that is on YouTube. You just check that out at the Scrolls of the Bonefairy Castle on YouTube, and it's a minute long, and you can get a little bit of it. But it was just something that I wanted to do, and I did do it as far as writing the book. And now I'm into the second book, which is a continuation of this first book. And I would love it to become a motion picture, obviously, but I just enjoy what I'm doing.
That's wonderful. Thank you. Diving a little bit into the process of writing, can you tell us a bit about how you created the characters in the book?
Oh, I'm sorry. How I did what? The characters
Yes.
that are in the book? Well, it was all like I say, it was all make believe, but it started out about a young boy who was interested in finding out about his ancestors.
Mm.
So he went out to visit his grandfather on a farm, and his grandfather took the time to explain to him where his ancestors came from, which is hundreds of years ago in medieval times. So then he started talking about uh, his ancestors, and that helped me start writing about the book, about going back in time and ancestors and how they lived, and explained it to everybody.
Perfect. How did you come up with the idea of Bonefairy Castle and its significance in the story?
Well, like I said, I'm retired, and it was just the game that was being played. I just had different levels of the game, and I went through uh, the game and saw all the different things that the game provided, and I was writing all these things down, and it's just everything is so make believe. I could do anything that I wanted just to hold everybody's attention, trying, and everybody that has a copy of the book are all asking me where the second book is because they really liked it and they want more. So that's what I'm trying to do.
That's wonderful. Did you have any personal experiences or influences that shaped the plot of the book?
Well, the book, like I said, it started out with a boy going to see his grandfather, and when I was a child, I used to go see my grandparents on a farm, and this was when school was out, and I decided that I would go visit for 2 or 3 weeks, and I was there all by myself with my grandparents, and I enjoyed the milk and cookies, and I had myself a good time on the farm, and maybe that's I might have got a little bit of that idea to start the book and learn about my ancestors.
That's very sweet. In terms of challenges, did you face any while writing this book and how did you overcome them?
Not really. I didn't really have any challenges other than trying to keep focused on the book. But that was, I guess, the biggest challenge trying to complete it because I've never done anything like this before, and it really took time because I don't my attention span is kind of hard to hold attention when because I it takes time to do something like this, and I didn't know really what I was getting into until I did.
I admire that. You really have the courage to do something that you haven't done before. That's very beautiful. The book revolves around the theme of discovering one's ancestry. Why did you choose to explore this theme?
Well, like I said, I grew up in uh, all my family that I remember. They used to keep uh, a log of all the ancestors, and they kept handing this down through time, and I could trace my ancestors personally. back 3, 4, 500 years. And I just always thought that, people would like to really know where they come from. And maybe they've got some important people that are related to them, and maybe they don't. But I just, I just like the idea of knowing whatever I can find out about ancestors.
That's wonderful. Can you share any interesting research you did for the book, if you did? And did you discover anything surprising?
My research, uh, I didn't really have a whole lot of help on what went in the book because it was all make believe. There wasn't really a lot. I guess I can't really see there was a lot of research. It was just because it was something that I made up. So who's to say if I was doing it right or wrong?
That's good. I like the freedom of it. Are there any specific messages or lessons you hope readers will take away from reading your book?
Well, the book talks about once you get into the book, it talks about the, the word bone fairy and the word bone. I had to do something with this, and there, when you try to find out about a person or another person, the first thing that pops up is DNA, and your DNA is something that I started talking about in the book where uh, the ancestors way back in the castle they used to fight wars and they'd take clothes and body parts and stuff and they'd take them back to this castle and they'd give them to a queen that lived at the castle and she would write everything down in scrolls and nobody knew this. And as she wrote all this stuff down, it had to do with producing DNA. And the young boy that was learning about his ancestors found out where this castle was. And the queen of the castle appeared and told the young boy, we've been waiting for you because you are our ancestors. And we want you to have the scrolls that the queen has wrote down so you can produce DNA for the rest of the world. And it's really uh, just goes on and on and on. You really have to get into the book.
That sounds very interesting. Thank you. How did you develop the relationship between Hunter and Galaxy? What was your intention behind their dynamic?
Well, young Hunter, who uh, he was named Hunter from his ancestors, that's where he got his name. And uh, when he went to Europe, the young boy went to Europe after he got out of school. He went to Europe to look for his ancestors. He he happened to stop in this little town to try to find out where the Bonefairy Castle was. Once he found out where the castle was, he went there and he stumbled around the castle. And all of a sudden, a fairy appeared, popped in front of him, and said that, "Hi, hon, we've been waiting for you." And he, this is where he met Galaxy, and Galaxy helped him learn and do all the things that needed to be done about the castle and the DNA and learn about his ancestors.
Wonderful. The queen in the story plays a significant role. Can you discuss the inspiration behind her character and her importance in the plot?
Well, the queen had many fairies in the book and in the castle, I should say. And the queen would uh, has been around forever, and it's kind of like a spirit that has always been. And when the young hunter became an adult, they all the scrolls that the queen wrote down, she made her head fairy, which was Galaxy, uh, go to Hunter all the time and appear to him all the time, so he could start a company that told the rest of the world all about DNA. And the queen was the one that put all this stuff down into the scrolls.
Very interesting. Were there any particular scenes or chapters in the book that were especially challenging or rewarding to write?
Well, I like the fact that of the unknowing when you're walking around in the castle because you don't know where you're at, and all of a sudden uh, you you step on a board and a wall moves, and or you look at uh, something, some light that's coming in a window, and it shows some kind of a sign on a wall that you don't see if the light didn't come in. So you have to go over and touch on that where that light is, and something else moves in the castle. And the next thing you know, you're in a different room, and there's hidden rooms and hidden different passages, and you kind of think about all kinds of crazy things that you might find in castles and hidden rooms, and that was a lot of fun. It was challenging.
Good imagery, very vivid. What do you hope readers will remember most about the scrolls of the Bonefairy Castle after reading it?
Well, my whole goal was I would really like the Bonefairy Castle to be a stepping stone uh, to possibly do something with DNA and maybe a business of making a brand called Bonefairy. Like uh, it's just something that nobody does. I'm just a very business minded person that I like to do different things with uh, trying to do something that to help other people. And I hope when they read it, uh, someone might decide to make a movie out of it, and maybe the word bone fairy can become something that, uh, like, for example, you've heard of Rolls Royce automobiles. Well, what kind of interior do you have in a Rolls Royce? You have bone fairy interior, which means it's very good, very very expensive. So I'm thinking along that line of making the word bone fairy just something that is, oh, what is that? Oh, I got this from bone fairy. It's, if you have that, it's, I don't know. You got to let your mind just wander. It's fun.
Very sweet. Thank you for sharing that. For those who are interested, where can we purchase your book?
You can get it on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and iUniverse, and you can go to my website and you give me a chat and tell me you want it. I'll send it.
Can you tell us your website name, please?
Bonefairy.com.
Perfect. Thank you. How was your experience working with Authors Press?
Well, I really haven't had a lot of experience with them, but I've tried with other companies and wasn't real pleased with what I did. And when I talked to Authors Press, it they told me that they are not like everybody else, but I was a little gun shy, and I think that I'm on the right track now, and I hope I go a long way with them.
We hope to. Thank you for your feedback. We appreciate it. Thank you, David, for speaking with us. And thank you all for joining us today. I hope you found our conversation as enjoying as I did. Don't forget to check out David Spiegel's book, The Scrolls of the Bonefairy Castle. Again, this is your host, Gab from Authors Press. Until I see you again, enjoy reading. Thank you.
Thank you.
Authors Press.